Hello, and welcome to the author's discussion of the book I just wrote called Christ, Self-Talk Sex Book. The way Christ would want you to have sex. So, aha. It's totally a forbidden subject, isn't it? You know why it's forbidden? Do you know why? Because they're afraid. Because when you have sex, you might get impregnated. You might have a baby. Oh my God. Now think about it. If you could have sex, everyone could have sex. Anytime. And have no repercussions. Never have any diseases, never have any babies, never have any unwanted babies, you know. So it's really all about the unwanting of a baby. They don't want a 12-year-old or 15-year-old girl or 17 or 19 or even 20 or 25-year-old girl, you know, just coming home pregnant. Because she had one night stand with some guy that planted the seeds and he left town. That's what they're afraid of. So this goes beyond that. The book Christ Self-Talk is really getting to the point of who we all are. We got one side over here that's attached to this side of the brain. And you got this eye here that's attached to that other side of the brain. So they cross. You know, they cross in the middle. And with that cross, they're combined to the center core, which is that split between your nostrils. Why does it point to this? I'm telling you this because this is what Christ's about. Understanding that you have this kind of unity, centered perspective inside your God suit. That's what I call the God suit. The God suit. Much easier. Sure. Come on. But both sides are crossed. They go this way and they go that way. Yeah. And they go this way and they go that way. Don't they? So they're crossed over. So when you're having self-talk, you have to understand one side is male and the other side is female DNA combined together in that crossing. And that crossing is what self-talk is all about. Where one side is discussing to the other side what the heck's going on inside their mind and what they're thinking about. Now, the more enlightened, the more elevated you are in your consciousness, the easier it is for you to understand this. We're all God. Not the guy that invented everything, no. But we're all owned by God, which means we're God. Just like if you owned a beautiful home. Well, the home's not you that bought the home, but it's God. It's where God lives, you see. And the same with our God suits. God lives within all of us. In fact, God lives in that center where your lips are split. And line goes all the way down. And I've got a couple of teeth here that I got fixed, but don't worry, I know where they're at. I got them. Self-talk is the two sides inside you trying to communicate with the other side to be what is called. Both sides want to really become a two-winged seagull. You'll hear this with me a lot, because have you ever seen a right-winged seagull? No. Right-winged seagulls don't fly. We don't either, but we've set up our society to make it look like we were flying. And yet they cover their balls up because they're afraid that people will see that one of their balls hangs low. The one that's used the least hangs low. That's what I would call low-hanging fruit. Anyway, women, same deal. Women are meant to have their breast even. Both of their sides of their body should be even. That's how we all came out of the womb. We just worked and developed in a wrong way, so that we just became right-handed. You want to be right? Yeah, I want to be right. Left? No. I just want to be right. Yeah. We got to that point in our consciousness that the neighbor, which would be like Cain and Abel, this would be Abel. Well, Cain over here, I do everything fast, which is why they call him the sun energy. I want to do everything fast. I'm stronger than him. Okay. In the Hindu faith, that's called the gross energy side of the human body, or the God suit. Think of the God suit, it's much better. So this is the gross side. He's sending energy out. He doesn't listen very well, but he's very fast and has more energy than the other side, which is our Yi side in Hebrew, and it's also our father side inside the God suit, or the mother side, depending on, you know what I'm saying, and that you realize that it's a female side. It is a female receptor side, so it is, you call it the father, but it's really more like the mother. So let's call it a hand-to-hand, all right? So, just like in any family, this hand is always trying to get this hand's attention. But this hand who's a canner, I can do everything. I can. He's taken over all the things so that this side begins to dwindle. It's used less and less and less. And pretty soon, the body itself is out of whack. So, even though he's able, Can won't let him, because he's using his can-do side so much that it kills Abel. Right, Abel? Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so So that vibration, the feeling I was sending inside my body of love and attention and growth and harmony and enlightenment, all that was occurring with that vibration. So, saying to a plant, I love you, I love you, I love you, and the other plant, you look like Adolf Hitler to me. One plant's going to get well and the other plant's not. That's just what happens. So your thoughts are so important. And that's why the Christ self-talk book is so important for you to get, because you see, it's helping you understand that you're not alone. Now, I talked about these two sides. I talked about these two guys. But the center is where the Creator lives. And these two sides are crossing over. And the more they cross over and the more that they can intertwine, the more the center from God can shine inside us all. It's just that simple. Ye, me, and thee, we, or us. It's all us. And that's why Christ's name was YesUs, YesUs. YesUs, okay? So there was no J in the Hebrew alphabet until 402 years ago. And I think the same thing happened 402 years ago as what's happening to the Republican Party today. A bunch of people trying to take things over, make it their way, or the highway. And these people are all right-wing seagulls. Remember I told you about that one? They're not flapping. The left wing and the right wing have to flap together, guys, or the whole thing doesn't work. Okay. Now, self-talk, we all have it. You know what I'm talking about. It can be fast, it can be short, it can just be a kind of an overall thought, you know. But that's all self-talk. And recognizing it is Christ self-talk. And so you can look that up on Amazon, Christ self-talk. And it's written by myself, YesUs, the man. And you'll start to get more data to make your me side, the can side, be able to let the able side be real and whole as well. You know, both sides can learn and should learn in gravity. It's such a dense energy field we live in that both sides need to live inside this gravity as a unit. Don't you agree? I'm not a right-wing seagull, are you? Okay, well then stop looking like one. And that's the kind of reality that the Christ self-talk book is doing. And also, you know, we're dealing with the forbidden fruit of sexuality and sex. How do you do it right? There are ways, different ways than what you think, and so it's interesting. But I hope you got the point about the unity of the self. That both sides, see, when Christ said, if your right eye offends you, pluck it out. In other words, they're saying if your can side is offending ye, it won't let ye be a doer. It just makes him be unable to do it, but not really a doer. As long as he's doing that, that's improper for the body. You're going to suffer a great deal of pain and suffering because of that. So it's better to take your eye out so that this hand and side can be used better than the hand that I always use. Now, you try it yourself. Close one eye, and you'll see that this hand, old Abel here, Abel can do just about anything you want. Just keep your can eye closed, and you'll see what I'm talking about. There it is. That's Christ self-talk. And you try for a little while, you're going to go, wow, it does work that way. So he was trying to understand that story of Cain and Abel. Can and Abel. I can. Are you able? I'm able. Can you? Can't you? all metaphysical. Metaphysical, mental, drives and runs the physical. Without your mental, you have no physical. It's like a battery on a nice, beautiful piece of equipment. It's a wonderful piece of equipment, but if there's no battery, no juice, it ain't going. And that's exactly what we are. This fantastic God suit, electrical pieces of equipment that have 2 batteries that charge and run and are always intertwining. And we need to keep those lines always open, and we need to listen to them more so that we can be better drivers of our God suit. Well, this is YesUs. Thank you for listening. It was good. My book is on Amazon. Buy the book. Please, you're going to love it. You can buy it on Kindle, or you can just buy paperback. And then pass this on to your friends. Let them also understand that Christ's self-talk is possible for you as well.